What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I got some new news concerning Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua was on IFL, and I think I got that right. But he was being reported by Cheeky Dave, and they asked him, of course, who would he like to fight, and he was just simply like, "I'm not even gonna say it." You know what I mean? Because everyone knows who I want to fight. They know who I want to fight. You know what I mean? So it's no need of just kind of revving everything up, no sense of talking about it and bringing it up if the fight's not going to happen or the fight, the fighter doesn't want to fight. And of course, he's talking about Deontay Wilder. And at first, he didn't mention Deontay Wilder until, you know, Dave asked him, Ochiki, he asked him, who you think is going to win out of the fight? He says, Wilder. There I gave it away. You know what I mean? So he basically told everyone, like, yeah, everyone knows I want Wilder. And he also went on to, he showed why he didn't really want to talk about it, and keep wrapping it up because he doesn't want it to be free publicity. And it makes sense, you know what I mean? Because that's basically all Wilder has gathered this year is free publicity. Let's face it, the man hasn't been on a platform ever like this in his whole career. This is the top of Deontay Wilder's career. If he rises or if he falls, this is the top. This is the highest he's ever been to this date. Will it be the highest he ever will be? That remains to be seen to tomorrow night. But this is the highest. And it's the highest because of shit like this, of Joshua, of Eddie Hearn, of Shelly Finkel, of him, of course. These guys have been talking about a potential fight for him to be potentially the undisputed fighter of the world, but the fight never happened because the people that are on a certain platform don't know how to excel to another platform because they don't know how to do the appropriate things to get themselves there. They don't know. That's why they're not there. So Fury, from Fighting Fury, is the top of the top he will be. And that's just not Fighting Fury alone. It's also talking about Anthony Joshua or a potential fight with Anthony Joshua. So saying all that to say explaining why Anthony Joshua don't want to talk about and keep talking about that. Because he doesn't want to give free publicity because it's already happened and it's happened enough. So it's to the point where you can't say Anthony Joshua basically you can't say Deontay Wilder without mentioning Anthony Joshua. You see what I mean? And it's got to the point now that's the fight that just needs to happen because if it doesn't happen, it's just going to only build up. So the more fighters fight other people, the more that fight is going to build. Maypac. Hello, guys. Same shit. So I get why he didn't want to keep talking about that. But he went on to say who would win. He said definitely Wilder because Wilder's been active, and that gave him an edge. Just like he said what gave him an edge with Klitschko was he was active. He was able to get Klitschko out in the 11th round. That was a tough fight for AJ. You know what I mean? That was a very good fight, very challenging fight, very competitive fight, okay? So, but Klitschko wasn't sitting on his ass doing coke, getting high and, eating and all types of other stuff for 2 years. He was preparing from a fight, but he did it like Anthony Joshua explained. He did it so long to the point where, he took himself out of it. And then that actually did him some good having that rest. You've been reigning for 10 years, bro. You take a rest that might have rejuvenated your body, But of course, the naysayers or people that doubt that will say, well, hey, he had a long layoff, 17 months layoff with that guy before fighting Anthony Joshua. But again, Klitschko wasn't getting high. He wasn't facing inner demons or whatever, not that I know of. But he wasn't abusing his body, in other words. He was in shape. He's an all-around athletic guy. Not to say he was in fighting shape. There is a difference. Okay, so we want to be fair about it all. Lay it all out on the table. So we don't know if he was in fighting shape, but he was definitely active. Tyson Fury, you know, he might be in a situation. Yeah, he's came back. He's already done something that people thought he couldn't do. People thought that this fight he would be 300 pounds, 350. You know what I mean? He was almost 400 pounds. If he was, probably 400. Now get this. Now me thinking about that and then laying that out, that tribulation that Tyson Fury went through to lose that weight. What did they expect? You know what I mean? I'm wondering, what did Deontay Wilder's camp expect when you had a guy that big? You know what I'm saying? Like, what did they expect? They thought they were going to beat a whole half. I mean, how would they compare, or how could they expect him to be in fighting shape going through all that shit? So for that other reason, I can understand why Anthony Joshua was going with him, because he's like, statistically, the proof is in the pudding. The work, the training, the lifestyle, that doesn't lie. He might have a point. I hope he's wrong, honestly, because I don't want Deontay Wilder to win this fight. I don't. As much as I would like to see AJ slap around Deontay Wilder if he can, I don't want Deontay Wilder to win, but I think he is. You know what I'm saying? That's me hoping for something or rooting for something versus me with my, pugilistic common sense, knowing, no, Wilder's going to knock his ass out. That's what I'm thinking. So it's basically, this is my prediction on top of, versus my hopes. And to discuss Anthony Joshua's interview, yeah, I feel that Tyson Fury is I think he's going to rally. I hope he does brilliant. You know what I mean? I hope so. And I just wish him the best. But, again, Deontay Wilder's been active. You know what I'm saying? He's been active. He's been fighting. And look who he fought compared to who Fury fought. You can't compare Pianeta to Ortiz, bro. You can't do it. You know what I mean? And that's another factor that a lot of people don't think about. Like, what fighter got them prepared for another fighter? And Fury, he switches into southpaw too. He was in there. Deontay was in there with a powerful southpaw. So I can understand why Anthony Joshua picked that. But of course, he's not emotional about any of this shit. He's just laid back. You know what I mean? You could see an inch of frustration because it's always the same shit. Like, yeah, who I want to fight. There's no sense of talking about who I want to fight. That's already known. I want to fight Wilder. That's what the April 13th date is for. The venue is set. So all that bullshit they're talking about, all this and that, there's no date, there's no venue. Why is that even an issue anyway? I never understood that shit. That's just more for people to say like, bullshit. You didn't want this fight, or your handlers didn't want this fight for you. You know what I mean? It's all about money. It was all about money the whole time. Slave wages 12.5. Whatever. I'm not going to go into that. But anyway, that what Anthony Joshua's prediction was. My prediction is similar, but of course, the fan of someone that's coming back the way Tyson Fury has, I would want Tyson Fury to win. So if he did pull off an upset, the passion side of me would be like, yes, motherfucker. But then the pugilistic common sense would be like, damn, I'm shocked. You know what I'm saying? That this dude actually beat the shit out of outboxed him. Now, don't get me wrong. He could outbox Deontay. And if there was a way he could do it, he would pace Deontay and outbox him, tie him up, rope-a-dope his ass or something. You know what I mean? But he doesn't even have to rope-a-dope Wilder because Wilder is not a pressure fighter anyway. So it could happen. He could outbox Deontay Wilder. He could now. Now, I don't want to just throw that off listening to an interview Anthony Joshua had. You know what I'm saying? I've been said I don't think he's ready because of the people that he's been in there with, the preparation. I don't think he had enough, but he might have enough to do exactly what he did for one more time. You know what I mean? He just might have mustered up. He might go through some trials and tribulations, but he might muster up, you know, enough energy, enough experience, you know, enough intelligence, ring IQ to know, okay, don't do this, do this. When in doubt, tie his ass up. Do what Floyd did to Manny. Don't let Manny get off. Tie his ass up. That's what happens. And really, Deontay looks for one shot. If you look at Deontay Wilder, he doesn't throw 2 or 3 punches unless he hurts you. When he hurts you, he's that windmill guy. You know, he's fighting like that schoolgirl sissy. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yeah, he's wax on and wax off. He's windmilling your face, you know, everywhere. So that's that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but if you can pace Deontay, you have to watch out for him, his temperament, though. He will get pissed off and frustrated if he feels like, oh shit, I got to do something, you know, but he's always looking for that right hand. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Tyson has to look for, because he's only going to, he ain't fighting for points. He ain't fighting for any of that. He's fighting to knock you out. That's it. So, yeah, if he makes it a boring fight, you're going to hear boos, you're going to hear moans, you're going to hear people pissing, you're going to hear a lot of that stuff. Complaining, yeah, you're going to hear that. But that's the type of fight Tyson Fury needs to fight to win this fight. If he thinks he's going to go in there and go toe-to-toe that shit he's talking, that He-Man superhero bullshit, he's going to get knocked out. And that's it. Anyway, you guys tell me what you think about the video, the interview, the prediction. Of course, please subscribe, guys. This will be the last video concerning this topic coming from me. See you guys on fight night. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.